Speech, if you see these three animals at home, something is watching you today. My friend, listen to me carefully today, because what I'm about to say is not a joke, and it's not just old stories either. Some people think the spiritual world is a fairy tale. They laugh at it. They mock it. They say, I only believe what I can see. But let me tell you something, the most dangerous things in this world are the things you cannot see. And today, I want to warn you about something that many people ignore, but it shows up in homes more often than you think. There are signs. There are patterns. There are moments when the invisible world makes itself visible, not through voices, not through shadows, but through creatures.
Yes.
Animals. And sometimes when certain animals keep appearing in your home again and again, it is not just nature. It is a message. It is a warning. It is a signal that something is watching you today. Now let me be very clear, not every animal is a demon. Not every insect is a curse. Not every creature is a spiritual sign. But there are three animals, three specific ones, that when they appear in unusual ways at unusual times and repeatedly, you need to stop. You need to pay attention, because something is happening, and you may not like it. 1. The lizard. Let's start with one that almost every house has seen, the lizard. People say, oh, it's normal, it's just a lizard. But listen carefully. There is a difference between a lizard appearing normally and a lizard appearing again and again in the same room, the same corner, watching you, especially near your bed. Because the lizard is not just a creature that crawls. It is a creature that hides. It moves silently, it appears suddenly, and then it freezes, staring. And the spiritual lesson is this: some things in your life are hiding, watching, waiting. Not everything that is attacking you is loud. Some attacks come quietly. Some temptations come quietly. Some evil comes quietly. It can be a warning that something in your life is creeping in silently. Maybe it's sin. Maybe it's jealousy. Maybe it's secret habits. Maybe it's a spiritual weakness. And the reason it keeps appearing is because it's exposing what you keep ignoring. Because let me tell you something, darkness loves silence. Darkness loves secrecy. And the lizard represents the kind of danger that doesn't announce itself. 2. The black cat. Now here's one that many people will argue about. The black cat. Some will say that's superstition, others will say that's a sign, but listen. We are not here to fear animals. We are here to understand patterns. A cat is not evil, but there is something strange about the way cats behave. They stare into corners where no one is standing. They follow something with their eyes that you cannot see. They suddenly freeze and their hair stands up. They move at night. They move quietly. And when a black cat starts showing up near your house repeatedly, sitting outside your door, watching your windows, you should not panic, but you should pray. Because sometimes the enemy uses certain things to create fear. And fear is one of the enemy's greatest weapons. You see, the devil doesn't need to destroy you directly, he just needs to scare you. Because once you are scared, you stop praying. Once you are scared, you stop sleeping. Once you are scared, you start imagining things. Once you are scared, you become weak. And that is why in many cultures the black cat has become a symbol of spiritual disturbance. Not because the cat is cursed, but because darkness loves symbols. And the enemy loves to use what people already fear. So when you see it again and again, do not run. Do not scream. Do not throw stones. Instead, stand firm and say, I will not be controlled by fear, because the moment you choose faith over fear, the watcher loses power. 3. The OWL. Now this one is serious. The owl is not a normal visitor to most homes, and when an owl begins to appear near your house, especially at night, especially on your roof, especially making loud calls, you need to pay attention, because the owl is a creature of the night. It sees in darkness. It hunts in darkness. It watches in darkness. And many people don't know this, but throughout history in many regions of the world, the owl has been connected with warning, with death, with spiritual presence, with evil eyes. Now again, the owl itself is not a demon, but its presence can signal that something in the atmosphere is shifting, something is moving, something is near. And if you feel heaviness, nightmares, unusual fear, sudden family arguments, financial loss or sickness, and at the same time you keep hearing the owl, then you need to stop and ask, what is happening around my home? Because the owl represents one thing: a watcher, a spiritual observer, a presence that is trying to intimidate you. And let me tell you something, not every watcher is from God. Some watchers are from darkness. Some watchers are from envy. Some watchers are from jealousy. Some watchers are from people who want to see you fall. And sometimes the owl is not there to harm you. It is there to warn you, to wake you up, to tell you stop sleeping spiritually. So what should you do? Now here's the most important part. If you see these animals today, do not fall into superstition. Do not become paranoid. Do not start worshipping signs. Because the truth is, a believer does not live by fear. A believer lives by faith. And here is what you do instead. Pray immediately, even if it's just 30 seconds. Clean your home spiritually and physically. Remove filth. Remove negativity. Remove anything you know is wrong. Stop arguing in the house, because darkness loves chaos. Read holy words out loud, because darkness hates truth spoken. Declare protection. Say, this home belongs to God. No evil has authority here. Because let me tell you something, when the spiritual world sees that you are awake, It backs off. When darkness sees you approaching, it trembles. When fear sees you are standing firm, it runs. Final warning, and now I want to end with this. If you see these signs today, do not ignore them. Not because the animals are magical, but because the message is spiritual. Something is watching. And the question is it watching to harm you, or is it watching to warn you? Either way, this is your moment to wake up. This is your moment to pray. This is your moment to turn your home into a place where darkness cannot stay, because the truth is, when you walk with God, even if something watches you, it cannot touch you. Some animals appearing repeatedly in your home can be a spiritual warning, not just a normal event. Some animals appearing repeatedly in your home are not always what they seem. At first, you may think it is normal, something that happens naturally, and you may ignore it. But when certain creatures start appearing again and again at unusual times or in places they usually wouldn't be, it can carry a deeper meaning. These repeated appearances are not random. They are signs, signals from a world beyond what our eyes can see, a subtle way of telling you that something is happening around you. Life is full of patterns, and these patterns, when you pay attention, often reveal truths that are invisible at first glance. When an animal keeps showing up in your space, whether it's a lizard crawling silently in your corner, a cat staring intently at something you cannot perceive, or an owl appearing at night on your roof, it is as if a message is being sent directly to you. It is not the creature itself that holds the power, but the meaning behind its behavior. The repeated presence of these animals can be a warning, a prompt to awaken your awareness to what is surrounding you. It may indicate that unseen forces are observing, testing, or influencing the atmosphere of your home. Many people live their lives ignoring these signs, dismissing them as coincidence or imagination. And this is precisely the mistake that can leave one vulnerable. Ignoring patterns and omitting to acknowledge them can allow negative energy, envy, or hidden spiritual threats to grow unchecked. Some people only recognize the importance of these signs when problems arise: illness, financial difficulties, unexpected conflicts, but by then, the opportunity to act proactively is reduced. Understanding that repeated animal appearances are not mere chance enables you to take control over your home and life. It allows you to respond with intention rather than react with fear or confusion. These signs are often gentle reminders from a spiritual perspective, prompting you to evaluate your life, your habits, and the energy that surrounds you. Are there unresolved conflicts, unaddressed emotions, or destructive patterns in your home? Are there things you tolerate silently, habits you ignore, or darkness you fail to confront? When you notice repeated animal appearances, it is a call to awaken spiritually, mentally, and physically. It asks you to be vigilant, to cleanse your space, and to establish boundaries of protection. The creatures themselves do not have power over you. The power lies in the awareness they trigger. By observing, reflecting, and acting, you align yourself with safety, clarity, and spiritual guidance. You recognize that life is more than just what is visible, and you take responsibility for creating an environment where positive energy can thrive. Therefore, whenever you see certain animals appearing repeatedly, do not dismiss it as coincidence. Pay attention, be aware, ask questions. Reflect on your surroundings. Something is trying to communicate with you. And if you heed the message, you can protect yourself and your home from unseen forces and maintain a space of peace, harmony, and spiritual strength. The lizard represents silent danger, hidden sin, secret problems, or quiet spiritual attacks that creep in slowly. The lizard is one of those creatures that many people ignore, assuming it is harmless, ordinary, or simply a part of nature. Yet, when a lizard begins to appear repeatedly in your home, especially in corners near your bed or places where you spend the most time, it is sending a subtle message. The lizard moves quietly, almost invisibly, blending into walls and shadows, yet it observes everything. Its silent presence can reflect hidden dangers in your life that you are not acknowledging. Often the problems we face are not loud or obvious. They are creeping in quietly, unnoticed, while we remain distracted by the noise of daily life. These hidden dangers could be personal weaknesses, unaddressed emotions, secret envy from others, or spiritual distractions that gradually influence your life. The lizard reminds us that danger does not always announce itself. It lurks silently and waits for the right moment to act. When it keeps showing up, it is urging you to be vigilant, to examine the areas of your life that are hidden or neglected. It challenges you to confront what you have ignored for too long. This could be anything from unresolved conflicts with loved ones to habits that harm your well-being, or even spiritual neglect that opens doors to negative energy. The repeated presence of the lizard is a warning not to instill fear but to awaken awareness. It tells you that you cannot ignore the quiet dangers that threaten your peace, your stability, and your home. Observing the lizard's behavior is an invitation to act deliberately, to bring light into hidden corners, to cleanse your environment, and to strengthen your defenses, spiritual, emotional, and physical. The moment you recognize what the lizard represents and take action, you regain control. Its presence transforms from a warning into guidance, helping you notice what you might otherwise overlook. The key is awareness, vigilance, and decisive action, because what hides in silence can only affect you if you allow it to remain unseen. The black cat symbolizes fear and intimidation because the enemy often uses fear to weaken your faith and disturb your peace. The black cat is a creature that has long been surrounded by mystery and superstition. Many people dismiss its appearance as coincidence or bad luck, but there is more to it than meets the eye. A black cat behaves differently than other animals. It moves silently, watches with unwavering focus, and seems to notice things that are invisible to the human eye. When a black cat repeatedly shows up near your home, sits outside your door, or watches from your windows, it is often a sign that something in the spiritual atmosphere around you is shifting. Its presence is not a curse in itself, but a reflection of energy that is trying to disturb your peace. The black cat symbolizes fear and intimidation because darkness often works through subtle psychological pressure rather than open attacks. Fear weakens faith, clouds judgment, and prevents you from acting with clarity. When the cat appears repeatedly, it is almost as if an invisible watcher is testing your awareness, gauging your response to unusual circumstances, or drawing your attention to hidden threats. Many people are unaware of how fear can dominate their thoughts and decisions. The black cat teaches an important lesson. You cannot ignore the subtle warnings around you. It is a reminder that the enemy often operates quietly, manipulating situations and emotions to create doubt and hesitation. The key is not to panic, not to react with superstition, and not to let fear control your mind. Instead, you must remain calm, vigilant, and proactive. Observe the environment carefully, maintain a positive spiritual presence, and protect your home through prayer, words of declaration, and spiritual cleanliness. By doing so, you reclaim control and refuse to allow fear to dictate your life. The black cat, in its repeated appearances, becomes a teacher rather than a threat, showing you that vigilance, faith, and clarity are more powerful than fear. When you understand this, the black cat loses its intimidation, and the spiritual watcher behind its appearances can no longer unsettle you. Awareness and faith transform what might seem like an ominous presence into a powerful reminder to stand firm. Protect your home and maintain peace even when unseen forces are observing. Its appearance is a call to strengthen your spiritual defenses, confront hidden fears, and rise above manipulation, ensuring that darkness has no authority over you. The owl is a serious sign of spiritual watching, often linked with darkness, heaviness, and sudden negative changes around the home. The owl is not an ordinary visitor to most homes, and when it appears repeatedly, especially at night, it demands attention. The owl is a creature of darkness, seeing what others cannot, moving silently and observing everything with precision. Its presence often coincides with moments when negative energy, tension, or unrest is surrounding a household. The owl's watchful eyes symbolize vigilance and awareness, reminding us that the unseen world is active, and that spiritual observers may be present even when we feel alone. Many cultures throughout history have associated the owl with warning, transition, or a shift in energy, and its appearance can serve as a message that you must pay attention to the spiritual atmosphere around you. Unlike other creatures, the owl is connected with both observation and revelation. It sees into darkness, hunts silently, and signals changes that are not immediately obvious. If you notice an owl near your home repeatedly, it may coincide with unusual events. Sudden fear, unresolved conflicts, financial setbacks, sickness, or emotional heaviness. Its appearance is a prompt to examine your environment carefully, both physically and spiritually. You must ask yourself what is hidden, what negativity may be lurking, or what energy in your home requires attention. The owl's presence is not inherently evil, but it is a messenger, a watcher signaling that something requires awareness. In response, you should not give in to fear or superstition. Instead, increase vigilance, pray for protection, cleanse your home, and remain spiritually aware. Recognize the owl as a symbol urging you to confront darkness before it can influence your life. It is a reminder that vigilance, clarity, and decisive action are necessary to maintain peace and protection. By heeding the owl's message, you regain awareness of the unseen, reinforcing your home as a safe, sacred space, and transforming a potential warning into an opportunity for spiritual strength and preparedness. The right response is not superstition, but faith. Pray immediately, clean the home, avoid arguments, read holy words, and declare protection. When you recognize that these animals are appearing in your home repeatedly, the question is not about fear or superstition, but about how you respond. Awareness alone is not enough, action is essential. The proper response begins with prayer. A simple, heartfelt prayer, even for a few moments, can create a shield of protection around your home, your family, and your life. Prayer is the first step because it aligns your mind and spirit with strength, clarity, and faith, giving you the power to confront whatever unseen presence may be observing you. Beyond prayer, it is necessary to cleanse your home physically and spiritually. Remove dirt, clutter, and negativity from every corner, because an environment of disorder invites chaos and gives space for disturbance to grow. Spiritual cleansing can be achieved through reading sacred texts aloud, speaking affirmations of protection, and maintaining an atmosphere of peace. Avoid arguments, tension, and negativity within your household, because the enemy thrives in conflict, using it to weaken faith and amplify fear. Declare protection boldly and without hesitation. Speak words that establish authority over your space, proclaiming that your home belongs to goodness and light, not to fear or darkness. Recognize that these animals are not harmful by themselves, they are messengers. What matters is the way you respond to the message. By responding with faith, clarity, and decisive action, you transform the encounter from one of warning into one of empowerment. Vigilance and spiritual awareness allow you to see patterns early, prevent harm, and strengthen your connection to safety and divine protection. Do not allow fear to dictate your actions, because fear gives power to the very forces you wish to resist. Stand firm, be observant, and act intentionally. Cleanse, pray, speak boldly, and maintain harmony. When you respond correctly, these repeated appearances stop being threats and instead serve as reminders that your faith is active, your awareness is sharp, and your home is under protection. Ultimately, the power is not in the animals nor in what they represent, but in your response, your faith, your vigilance, and your courage to act decisively against unseen forces.